Yeah, I mean, guys wrestled real well. Thursday night at New Mexico Highlands, I think we lost 2 matches. 149s is one of their stronger guys, Jonathan Trujillo. And then, wrestled him solid, but we struggled a little bit there getting some things going. Heavyweight, that Cash kind of got beat up there, probably one of his only. Cash has been battling with some of the best guys in the country, and this guy kind of beat him up, took it to Cash and kind of wore him out a little bit. So made him realize maybe I'm not a heavyweight. But anyway, he did a good job. He didn't, give up any bonus points or anything. But as far as a team, we wrestled real well. It's kind of a harder road trip. It's a little, traveling to New Mexico Highlands, back to Adams and all that. But, we got through it. Weather was a little hit and miss, but we made it through.
And looking ahead to this week, you got Chadron State on Thursday. What do you know about them?
I know that Mines lost 1 match against them, and had a pretty good duel and handled them pretty well. Chadron, has beat some good teams. I mean, they've beaten, Adams, beat CSU Pueblo, and I think who else have they beaten in the RMAC? I can't quite remember, but anyway, they'll put a good team on the mat for sure. And their heavyweights probably one of their tougher guys, and they got some other individuals in there that are pretty solid as well.
So the last 3 or 4 matches with Cash wrestling heavyweight, it's come down to you can't give up a pin, you got to do this. And he's handled everything really well for giving up, anywhere from 30 to
90
pounds,
Yeah.
But what has he kind of done the last few weeks to?
Well, we've kind of, quit having him make 197s. That helped, get him 6-8 more pounds on him. And I think that's where he's struggling a little bit. The kid that he wrestled from Highlands, that just wore on him. He needed to be 2 1/4, 230 probably if he's going to battle with guys like that and just coming out and pretty much. I mean, that guy came in with some heat and clubbed him upside the head a few times and just was kind of rough on Cash there and didn't quite kind of caught him off guard. And that first minute was pretty kind of expended a lot of his energy and just didn't have enough there. But, the next night against Adams, he got a pin against that kid. And, Cash has just been a great utility guy. You have to have those in your lineup, some utility guys. And, he's a great utility guy right now. And Donnie, leaving next year. I mean, I think Cash could be a starting 197-pounder for us next year. I mean, they're good for each other. And he's a great backup to have. And right now, the starter at heavyweights, so we'll see how it goes. But, Cash's doing a great job. And, he's good for these guys as well, these 2 guys, as far as being a guy to work out with in the room.
Guys, the balance on this team, from usually 174 up, you guys know, okay, this is kind of your murderer's row, but your lower weight guys are really kind of setting the tone this season. It's kind of take a little bit of pressure off you guys a little later on, or doesn't matter because you're just going to go out and do what you do anyway?
I mean, yeah, we are going to do that. I mean, it does come down to the top 5 weights a lot of times, but it's nice to get the ball rolling, like he says, at 125, and then the lower weights kind of rack some points up, so we know the pressure's not as much on us. But yeah, it's good this year that we know that we have a solid start in the duel, and to get going from there at 174, 165, it feels good.
It's a lot more fun to watch too.
Definitely.
That's one thing that kind of sucks about wrestling in the upper weights is I don't get to watch half of the duel, because I'm getting ready for my match. But the part of the duel that I do get to watch now is a lot more fun to watch than it has in the past. So if that helps at all for me.
Well, like you said, Patty, it's just the overall consistency of our team is why we're in the position we are right now. They've had some, tough individuals, and sometimes in those 74, 84, we don't win all those all the time. And so you've got to have some wins in those lower weights that, or at the heavyweight. And you got to have some consistency in those lower weights that kind of pull through those upper weights there, kind of, fill in some of the voids that we maybe have. Probably overall one of the strongest teams we've had from bottom to top. Just a very strong team.
Well, and you guys, as a team, everybody's wrestling so well right now. You won the last 5 duels. How's it feel? Does it just feel like we can beat anybody if they're anybody across from us?
I feel like we could take out any team that we wrestle against. I think if we wrestle McKendree again, like we did at National Duels, I think we beat them with our lineup right now, how we're wrestling. And I think we'd put the fight on UCO. Those are two of the teams that have beat us. The only two teams that have beat us, right? Mm-hmm. I think we'd beat McKendree, and I think we could really put the fight on those top guys. Because I think we are a top 10, top 5 team even. It just hasn't showed because, we haven't had nationals yet. But I truly do think we are. And the way we're wrestling right now, I think we could show it.
Like you said, it's definitely showing. It's just one duel after the next. It's just getting our confidence up and knowing we can beat these better teams, and that's what's we're gonna peak at the end of the season here, and it's gonna turn out real good, I think.
Good win against Adams. I didn't talk about that much earlier, and number 14 team I think ranked ahead of us a couple spots there, and we knew going into that duel that we couldn't give up a bunch of bonus points in those lower weights. That's their solid weights. 4 of those first 5 are ranked in the top 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, and we knew we couldn't. And we've given up bonus points there at 33s with Colin wrestling Andrietta last year. I think we lost by a major or a tech and a pinned. And then at 49s is tough there. Hermosil is very tough at 149s, and he brings the fight. And then we got pinned at 57s by Ryder out at Midwest Classic. So we knew we couldn't give up bonus points there in those lower weights. And then these guys coming with the 4 wins at the heavier weights was just icing on the cake. When I knew we were after those 5 weights, the score was 12-6. I felt like we were in pretty good. We're only losing by 6. We could be okay here, but you never know. Tobiason's tough at 197, so we didn't know quite how that one was going to go. But we've a lot of confidence in Donnie, but you just never know sometimes. So, but anyway.
Having a lot of success in the RMAC with wrestling, does it kind of help you guys get to tournament time, regional time, and be like, okay, we can compete against these regional wrestlers now?
I think it definitely helps with the mindset. You go out for regionals. You say, I've beat this guy before. I can beat this guy. I can beat these guys. I've had a 2-point match with this guy. I can beat him. I think you have that knowledge in the back of your head of how your previous matches with these guys went. I think it can give you a little bit extra, to think about when you're wrestling them, so that you can go out there and you know what to do. You know how to beat these guys if they beat you before, whatever it is like that.
Yeah, I think so too. It is a tournament compared to duels, and you're gonna wrestle, which is cool. But a lot of us wrestle different in tournaments than we do duels, which is like last year we came out and we won the regional, right? RMAC, yeah, and we lost to Mines last year. But I think we'll even do better in the tournament.
It shows when we wrestled in the Midwest Classic. We had probably the best team that we had out there as far as putting the guys on the mat that we have right now. And we still, haven't had our full boat, and probably the regional might be the first time that we have our lineup out there heavyweight wise and all the way down through. But Midwest Classic, we had a great tournament, and I think it showed in what we can do in a tournament setting. So
with this season winding down, what's the mindset that you guys are kind of carrying through to finish and kind of peak at the right time?
I think our mindset is just kind of getting everything like summed up and getting our bodies right, and like make sure we're healthy, make sure our conditioning's there, we're eating good and stuff like that, and just for all to end up how we want it.
Get serious.
Get serious button. Yep. Yeah, I think that like these guys are talking, and Nolan mentioned is getting healthy, making sure we're in shape, and I think each week we're having to analyze how our practices are, which every sport should, what they do and what they're going to be doing that week. It changes up a little bit with us, having Chadron Thursday and then Western next week, so it's a little different than what we've done in the past where we've had that week off. But we're changing practices up even this week, and maybe even Friday of this week we'll do some different things than what we normally would, That's exactly it. I mean, we're wrestling well, but these guys know we can still bring some more to the table. We really feel that way. And, my mindset is I want to win the regional. Okay, the RMAC is great. We want to win RMAC one step at a time, no doubt, but I feel like we can win the regional. We got a team that can go out there and score some points, and we're able to pin some guys, and we can get some bonus points. And that's really kind of what happened at Midwest. But I really feel like this team could, I want the mindset we're going to win regionals. Because when you win regionals, you're taking a lot to nationals. If you win last year Kearney won it and took 10 guys. We took second and wound up with 2. So that was the window of how that went last year. But I truly feel that if we can win it, we're going to send 6, 7, 8 guys. And that's our goal as a coaching staff, is to get as many there as you can, and the same with these guys, what their goal should be.
Question of the week.
Oh Lord.
Favorite Winter Olympic sport?
Curling.
It's got to be curling.
That's the only winter sport that I know of.
Speed skating.